Sure, from the game and from your expressions, it looked like you were under some pressure in the game.
I think none of us really understood what was happening today, and Etienne, who obviously first of all has their analysis and secondly was watching it with the help of clear head and machines. At some point, had Maxime found the correct way to play, I think I was in large, maybe insurmountable difficulties. In particular, after knight f5, rook e6, machine apparently says queen d2, and it's incredibly bad for black. But none of us saw that move. I mean, we saw the idea of knight takes g7, of course, but we always both of us were calculating it immediately without the preparation. And yeah, queen d2. The moment somebody mentions this move to you, you realize just how strong it is. And also, apparently, the final position is better for black. But I said no to a draw for after f5. I did not, once I got to this position, I felt, I have an extra pawn and I should be playing on. But after bishop b2, queen c1, I became kind of confused because my initial idea was to play c5, e5, c takes d4, but then he can take on f6 and go queen c8 check. And I started missing sort of one-move tactics.
Well, I mean, I think today neither of us saw anything, basically. I mean, we made blunders after blunders. And the final position didn't feel clear at all. I don't know. I mean, apparently computer says black is better, but I didn't know, and didn't feel like gambling on this position because I had made so many oversights before, and I think Peter felt more or less the same.
It's a position where if you miss a tactic somewhere, I mean, white can still generate a lot of play on the king side, and I couldn't really figure out what my plan is. I mean, like after rook e8, he plays rook e2, which is what we both thought he will play, and it's not very clear to me what my next move is. So I started burning time. I think it's probably not a good decision. I should have played on, but as I said. I already turned down a draw offer by this point, so my intention was to play on. But in order to play on, you have to kind of see which moves you're making, and I wasn't sure what my moves are after rook e8, rook e2. Tiredness, as I keep on mentioning. By this point, this hasn't been a particularly well played game by either of us. I feel. I mean, it was an interesting game, but full of missed opportunities and miscalculations, and expect more of the same tomorrow.
And queen d2, this move, how difficult is it to see?
I'm not. Once again, it's one of those things where it just needs to occur to you. It just needs. You don't even need to calculate. The moment you realize the move exists, you will immediately realize how strong it is. But finding out how that the move even exists is. As you can see, I mean, MVL is an incredibly strong attacking player, and it didn't occur to him. And I generally, I think, understand positions with initiative reasonably well myself, and I also didn't consider it. So. And also knight d5, bishop f2 with some tactical ideas.
This was my question to you.
Yeah,
Did you spot this move, bishop f2? Or,
No, but I've not in this position because I didn't see knight g4 check. In order to play bishop f2, you need to see this idea with knight g4 check later, and somehow it didn't feel to me like the position should contain this. Like it doesn't feel like you don't expect it to be there. This is a kind of a tactical shot. You don't really expect to be there. So yeah, as mentioned, tons of things missed by both of us today. So.
Well, I mean, of course, let's say I take my chances in the rapid because I didn't feel good today. So I felt like better try to come up tomorrow in a better shape.